So I've actually been trying to record videos for about the last 3 weeks with no avail, with no luck. And what I mean by that is every time I'd sort of sit down with a topic, it was very much like, I very much felt like how I felt when I first released my first video, which took me months and months to actually build up the courage, if you like, to actually release that first video, and then the 63 videos that followed on after that. So I've been pretty much feeling that again. And this is what's been happening over the last 3 weeks or so, is every time I've hit record with a certain topic that I've wanted to upload for you guys, I've hit a real blank, even though as I'm walking about and I'm kind of in my mind practicing what it is I'd like to say, as I go to say it on the video, my mind was hitting a real blank. And I kind of thought, seeing as my mind's blank at the moment with that kind of stuff, and it's blank, guys, for a reason, because I will always observe my own consciousness, which is what all the other videos are about. I will sit and meditate and spend time alone, be in nature and stuff, and I'll observe myself and feel those feelings, and I've got a lovely way now with myself of knowing when my ego mind is at work or when my true essence is at work. And sometimes when you live through that true essence, you have to do the things in life that are actually really difficult to do. And in my case, the difficult thing to do is to walk away from these videos for a few weeks, because there's people there that I know take value from these videos, and I love doing them. And so to come away from doing that, it's a form of journaling as well, almost, because I will go into my old journals and I'll read some of the stuff which will then remind me of how I felt at a certain period in Dark Night of the Soul, and then I'll speak about that particular topic. So for me to come away from YouTube for that few weeks was me listening to that inner intuition, that sixth sense. And why that sixth sense and that intuition is there is because I don't have the noise going on up here that I used to have when I was in the Matrix life, or like most of us are when we're in the Matrix life. The voice of, you know, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I mustn't be late, I've got this job interview, I must collect the kids from school. Just the continual noise that goes on in our head, and as well as all traumas and stuff like that, generational beliefs that we might be carrying with us. They're all ever present in our way of thinking when we're in the Matrix world, although we're unconscious to that, because at those points we don't realise there is another way of life. So we kind of distract ourselves. Well, we don't distract ourselves, we don't know there's another way of life, so we kind of don't attain to have a different way of life. But when we're in the Dark Night of the Soul, we feel that coming away, and we can see the new essence, the new future, if you like, for want of a better word. And we try and want to move into that. But the trouble is we don't know how to, because we don't know ourselves, because we've never met ourselves before. But the point being with that little digression was I did kind of hit that blank, and by being in that blank, I thought if I share that with you guys, it gives you a chance to see how paying attention, how when you get rid of the voices up here, when the noise is gone, you can then experience what it's like to be in that sort of conscious state, if you like. I don't really like saying that, but how we can be in that conscious state and listen to those inner callings, those inner intuitions. They're not always going to come by way of something that we think is really pleasing. Sometimes they come by way of something that's actually really hard to do. And I don't want to make this sound like a whinge, it's really not. It's trying to point out the reality of spirituality. I'm unscripted here, I say what goes on in my life. I kind of have an idea, and this is the first time I've hit record recently where I've actually not hit a blank, and I'm just gonna, no, I don't need to. I thought I was gonna have to put this on pause because it seemed like I was running out of data again. But yeah, so that's where I went over the last few weeks. I think it's about 3 weeks I disappeared for. But also in the meantime of that, something happened in my family which meant I had to come away from doing the videos for a short while, and perhaps that's why that inner blank was coming up on me when I hit record to record videos. Perhaps that's why I was blank, is because my intuitions were telling me, don't spread yourself too far. Something has happened in the family where I've kind of had to go back into that environment for a little while. It's not always a comfortable environment for me, that one, guys. I don't want to go too deep there, but it's not an comfortable environment for me. So being in that environment, as well as doing videos, trying to think of content to create, answering your comments, answering the emails, speaking face to face on Zoom, and meeting people face to face, I always want to be able to put out real and authentic and good content, good valuable content, not content that I have to force. And so maybe when I hit blank, it was the universe's way of telling me, take a break from YouTube for a little while. These guys will still be there when you come back, and those that aren't there, they're not meant to be there. And thank you, by the way, guys, to all those who sent me emails asking how I was and that. I'm absolutely fine, guys. This is the wonderful thing with spirituality and finding that consciousness and going into the alone states and having that separation and getting rid of the egoic mind. It's the wonderful thing with spirituality, is you're always in this place of kind of calm, but that doesn't mean storms don't happen within that calm. It's just that when the storms happen now, I've got a much nicer way of being able to ride them out. And when the storms do come as well, this is the other thing that you've got to look forward to. When the storms do come, you always know that something is going to come off the back of them, something good. And certainly now I've hit record on this and it seems to be going okay. I'm going to let this one upload. I'll always be honest with you guys and share. I'm not some great guru who floats around meditating, you know, and this, that and the other. I'm not that guy. This is the reality of spirituality. This is trying to paint the real picture for you guys of what it's like, so that you don't waste your time trying to attain this higher enlightenment state that I think a few people on the planet have received. I don't like to paint this false illusion that spirituality means that absolutely nothing bothers us and we've always got to be at one and at peace. It doesn't work like that, guys. It doesn't work like that. And by me sharing these sides of me that, what's the word I'm looking for? These sides of me that are much more kind of maybe more in tune with how some of you are feeling in Dark Night of the Soul. Maybe by sharing that, it gives you a sense of relief. Certainly if you've watched some of my other videos as well, it will give you a sense of relief that, oh, this kind of does happen to everyone. Yeah, it happens to everyone, except when we reach a certain stage of consciousness, that happening, if you like, whatever that situation is, we're kind of much calmer with it. And nothing seems really bad like it used to, because our mind won't attach. My mind wasn't attaching to, oh my God, what's gone wrong with me? I can't recall. None of my topics are interesting. I've lost my vocabulary that I never thought I had anyway. I've lost my vocabulary. All the subscribers, they're all going to leave me and go. And because you're not doing that, everything kind of comes full circle and you know it's going to be okay. And hopefully this video is interesting to some of you guys. And it kind of brings you a little bit up to speed. It was me taking the pressure off of myself, if you like, and thinking, speak about what's happening in your life right now, Toby. And therefore you can't go wrong if you're speaking about what's going on in your life now. Whereas if I was to go against the grain, if I was to listen to my ego self, which would be saying, Toby, you've got to get a video out. You've got to get a video out. They're all going to leave you. Get a video out. I knew you was no good at this. I knew you was a failure. If I'd listened to that voice, that would be attaching to the egoic side, rather than listening to that consciousness which was saying, take a break, it's fine. Come away from that, sort your personal life out, and then you can come back into it. In fact, share your coming back into it with your subscribers. They'll probably really like it. So anyway, guys, on that note, I really hope that was an interesting video. But everything's all right with me. Thank you to all the guys who sent me emails asking if I was okay, and I really appreciate it, guys. Everyone loves to receive love, and I'm no different, so thank you so much. Hello to the new subscribers that have come along as well in me. Whilst I've been bunking off school, I've had a few new subscribers come in, which is really awesome. And thank you to all you guys who hung on and waited around for me to start my waffling and digressing off again. So hopefully this is now kind of the welcoming back for myself that I need in order to carry on with these videos and take this channel where I feel it really deserves to go and where I want it to go, to get this message out to as many people as possible. Anyway, guys, I think I'm about to run out of data, so I'm going to cut it short. I love every one of you. I'm in North London, Hertfordshire, in a park, so let's show you around quickly. It's where we are. There's a little pond. There's sun's in my eye, so I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, guys, I love every one of you. It's great to be back, and I look forward to doing the next video, and peace.